So there were three things that Freud spoke about: ego, id, and the superego. What he called the superego is really the conscience. Conscience means when you were children, there was someone looking after the child, like the babysitter. And this child begins to do things that should not be done, and the babysitter will say, "Don't do that." So there are two things, do's and don'ts, that the babysitter has been telling. And these things get into the mind of the child, and after some time, when the child grows up, that memory is carried into the adult life also. And therefore, whenever the person does something wrong, that person begins to feel guilty. That feeling of guilt comes from that. So the Buddha has been speaking about that also. That is what he called Hiri and Ottappa. Hiri and Ottappa. And Hiri and Ottappa, he pointed out that it was necessary because it makes you feel guilty. And you are reminded of doing the right thing. So that is, the Buddha called Hiri and Ottappiyang Danang. That means it is a wealth that people carry. Now there are some mothers who don't discipline the children. So if a child, sometimes some of these poor people, when the child steals something and brings it home, the mother says, very good, you have brought something. Yeah, recommending that. So that means that child is not developing the conscience properly. So developing the conscience is something very important, that the mothers or whoever looks after the child must teach the child what is right and wrong, what is good and bad. So that is what is called the superego, which the Christians call the promptings of God. That means they don't see it as something coming from childhood. They try to say that it is what God has given. But Freud pointed out that that is not coming from a God, it is coming from your babysitter who is looking after the child, especially the mothers and other elders. So, that is the meaning of that. And but the important thing is that what we really consciously do is the id and the ego.